Guys, welcome to another course vlog. Now, change of plan. Basingstoke got rained off tomorrow because we had so much rain basically overnight and in the morning. So we've changed, or the Hampshire PGA have changed it to Hockley Golf Club. I've never actually played it before, so then this is my first glance at the golf course. Show you guys around. Let me know what you guys think about the place, and yeah. Let's get cracking. Let's see how I do. Not really going to count the score that much, to be perfectly honest. Just get a test for it, hit a few putts on the greens, hit a few iron, different shots off the tees, and just get a general feel for the place. So, without further ado, let's go. Okay guys, let's get straight into the round and my practice round around here at Hockley Golf Club. So a few things to note about this golf club. Very open to the elements. Back nine is actually very high up, which I found out later today, and this is just going to be the front nine, first 9 holes, to give you guys a general idea of what the course is like, what the greens are like, and then obviously how I am playing as well. So the first hole quite short, and I think iron's definitely going to be the play off the tee, only because it's quite tight. I'm going to be slightly nervous, heart rate's going to be high, and I want something that's just going to find the fairway. It only left me a wedge into the green. Now, the greens looked a lot quicker than they actually were, so you can see me leaving this putt like 6 foot short of the hole. I was just very scared. Now, all the greens, from what I heard, like this golf course was built on like Roman remains, so the greens are very funky. There's a lot of shelves, there's a lot of double breaks, so that's definitely going to make things a bit more interesting. So the first 4 holes all go away from the clubhouse, and these are all downwind, so I can get away with hitting an iron off the tee. I'm not too sure what happens if the wind's into and how hard it's going to be playing. They're quite tight. I don't know. I need to find obviously a way of hitting driver off some of these tees and having being able to commit to it, because there is some scary tee shots that can leave you in a bit of a muddle if you don't commit to them, especially if it's into wind. But if it's downwind, the iron's very comfortable off the tee, gets you in the middle, and then leaves you a wedge or a short iron into the green. And for the first 4 holes to get me settled into the round, I think that's important. So you see me hitting driver here on the 3rd hole. It's only 334 yards, and downwind I think it's quite reachable, or I'll definitely be up there. But you see me block it right, like just gone. I lost that ball, couldn't find it. And then you'll see me here hit a 4 iron as well, just testing obviously the course and seeing where that's actually going to leave me on the golf course. And that shot off the tee there leaves me with about 115, actually I think there's only 100 yards left to the flag, so hardly anything. I actually ended up thinning this shot out the back, but hopefully on a normal day I would actually put that into the middle of the green. So obviously quite a standard hole. If I'm just hitting iron off the tee, puts it in the middle of fairway, and then a chip or a flick on into the green anyway. And it could be a really good birdie chance, obviously, to keep my confidence high. So I obviously need to make sure that I'm finding the green, I'm not thinning it out the back like I did there just a minute ago. So on to the 4th. Now this is a bit of a beast of a hole. But downwind, obviously it's quite accessible. It's going to be long if the wind changes. I think the prevailing wind is for these holes all to be downwind, so I think it makes it a lot easier. Not too sure. There'll be tough holes if they're into wind, definitely, because they're quite tight and I'm going to have to get the big stick out. But comfortable, driver down the middle, pitching wedge back into the flag, and you'll see obviously this is quite a sloping hole here for this putt. I only left myself like 10 foot, something like that, but it had about 1.5 to 2 foot break, and I can see myself, if I'm not keeping it nice, calm and collected, that I could be leaving a few of these racing past the hole. So obviously be a bit more on the cautious side. Obviously you want to give every putt a chance of going in, don't want to leave any short of the hole. Might want to make sure I'm pro side, not short. So this hole was actually into the wind to par 3. I hit 8 iron to start with, which is nowhere near enough club, because as soon as it hits that wind, it just ballooned up into the sky. So then I took a 7 iron, like punched down on it, half, 3/4 of a swing, held off release, and it was a much better shot into the flag, 100%. I actually pitched it, and you'll see in a minute, I pitched it pin high, but the green shelves back and it just spun back off the green. You see the green here, very long, pins at the front. It'd be a much longer hole if the pin was at the back, and my ball just released into that gully, as you can see me chipping just here. So you can see how high this golf course is, very open to the elements. There's pretty much no resistance to the wind, so could get quite gusty, could get quite windy on a bad day. I think this is quite a calm day, and you can still see that it is pretty windy. So yeah, I did have a few putts on these greens off camera, just checking, just in case they do change the flags. I doubt they probably will, because this is a last minute scheduled tournament. Obviously we weren't planning on playing here, we're supposed to be playing at Basingstoke. So really small par 4 here, 269, but there's danger all down the right hand side. Again, I don't think I'm confident enough in my driver at the moment that I'd actually attempt going at the flag. Even downwind, really, I don't think it's even driver. You probably get 3-wood up there, but I think percentage wise 4-iron wedge is just as good. My wedge play should be good enough from 80 yards, 60 yards to really give himself a good birdie chance nonetheless. You can see a little bit of a water feature that was added overnight, but the course drains really well considering how much rain we've had. This is pretty much the only water on the golf course. Everything else is pretty much bone dry, so they're obviously very fortunate. It's a great winter golf course, and I'm guessing the wind definitely helps as well dry the course out. Now this drive off the par 4, this is stroke index 1, and you can see why. It's tight, it's long, and this one was into wind. I actually lost my ball here. I think I hit it pretty good. I think I hit it down the middle, but I actually just dropped one in the fairway where I thought it would have been, but obviously I hit it left into the trees or right into the rough. It's difficult on a golf course that you don't know your distances, and I was looking, it was like finding a needle in a haystack because I lost it in the sun and literally had no idea where it was. So that 8-iron I just hit in was probably one of the best shots all day. Nice punch, low spinning wedge shot into the green. Bit unlucky it released out down the slope here, and you can see the contours on the greens there are quite difficult. Definitely going to have to judge my putts well. Don't want any 3 putts, losing shots like that, and I just have to trust my instincts, I think, when hitting a lot of these putts or lag putts into the green. So par 3 next, 210. This was downwind, so obviously playing quite easy, or easier for 210 par 3 as it comes. 6-iron, flushed it, couldn't hit any better, straight at the flag, and it's pretty much just pitched and stopped. I think in the summer greens a bit firmer, that probably would have been definitely the club. Don't think I would have been confident hitting a 5-iron. Could have been, because this flag's right at the back, so I think percentage wise hitting 6-iron and having an uphill putt for birdie is definitely the shot there. Into wind, that's going to be a tough hole, probably play about 230, 240. So putt up the hill, slightly right to left, and I was a bit unlucky for it not to come around and drop in, and I was just fortunate with the afternoon. I mean, there's hardly any wind, sun's out, can't complain. Now this was a provisional par driver here. I actually hooked one left onto the other hole, so I decided to take another one into the wind, so any side spin that you put on the ball obviously gets accentuated, but I hit a decent provisional ball, and then another punch 8-iron into the flag. So there's a lot of punch shots. I think that's what I'm going to practice tonight after I finish playing. A load of punch shots, knockdown shots, because it's going to be near on impossible that there's going to be no wind the next day. I actually think it's going to be even windier, so hitting those low shots that don't get touched by the wind is definitely going to be a feature and definitely going to be an advantage if you're good at those shots. That's a horrible putt to finish on, but yeah, overall really love the golf course. I'm looking forward to playing tomorrow. Right, there you have it, guys. There's 9 holes around Hockley. For me, I think the drive, it was okay-ish. I think I've got a fight. I think it's way too closed at the moment, and my grip's probably a bit too strong, which is probably causing that. But I'm not going to make any serious changes for tomorrow, because I want to be able to trust my swing and obviously know where my bad shot is, rather than them going right and left. Greens are rolling really good, but they're not particularly that quick, which is good because I'm quite used to the greens not being quick because obviously it's winter. Relatively open, some tricky holes. I think the 4-iron's going to come out a lot tomorrow. I think this place really depends on where the wind is. The wind plays a big factor, and because we're quite high up, downwind, the holes are pretty easy, and into wind, they're going to be relatively tough. So guys, wish me luck for tomorrow. I'm really excited to be playing. Hopefully I can post a decent score. I feel like the swing's there, and with a few putts dropping, I think I've got a good chance of getting up the leaderboard. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, please subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.